it all the way up? Pretty please. Water. Of course the neighbors are going to start yelling. Hey guys, I know it's a surprise pop-up live. Way too hot to be inside Rosie. Let's see Rosie. We'll move it so we can at least see Rosie in the background. That way, you know, it's not a complete lie that, you know, with the title. I'm not sure if anybody's in here yet. It says one person, but that could be me over here. It more than likely is me over here. Thank you. But I wanted to get on and say hi. I'm still here. I know it's been a month since I've been in. I'm not going to stay on very long. I just wanted to pop on and chat for a minute and kind of let everybody know what is going on with me, and what has been happening. Hey, Ed's Crazy Homestead, I like your name. Hey, Jamie. All right, so I've got a couple people in here. Yeah, so what has been happening with me? It seems like I kind of fell off the face of the earth, which I sort of did, but, and a few of you already know, I started my own seedling business. I have a nursery that I started a couple months back. It's actually official, off the ground, rolling. Wasn't actually going to start moving forward with it until the first of the year. And I decided to go ahead and jump in there this year and just go for it and just do it and see what happens and see what I needed to tweak and fix for next year, because next year I plan on like really hitting the ground running. Okay. Yeah.
We sort of did some stuff with our friend.
And you got in trouble?
No, we didn't get in trouble, but we used makeup.
Yeah.
And Mason. I didn't know the type of lipstick that I put on would stay on, so I chose it.
Okay, go play. Did you get into her mom's good makeup?
No.
Okay.
Almost did.
Yeah, I would rather you stay out of makeup. Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you for telling me. Go play. Okay, who else has come in? Garden State Gardener. Hello, hello, hello. So anyways, started the garden nursery. I'm specializing this year in herbs, and maybe possibly moving into some other things next year. I have a lot of ideas rolling around up here, and trying to nail them down and figure out which ones I need to do now and which ones need to be shelved for a later date. And Jules Small Gardening, he knows because I've been on the phone with him throughout this last month or so, kind of talking to him and getting input and suggestions and ideas, and sometimes just validation on whether or not I'm going in the right direction and with business and that sort of thing. So yes, I agree. He's a good guy, and he's helped me more than he even realizes in getting this going and getting this started. So what I would love to show you guys, the polytunnel, she is full of little baby seedlings and cuttings and starts of plants, and so is Samson. He's full. There's a lot going on, but the door got closed on Rosie, and it is like literally I opened the door and my eyeballs steamed up. It was so hot in there that I couldn't even walk in there to check to see if my seedlings are okay. Fingers crossed, saying a little prayer that they're going to be fine, because I have a few thousand seedlings in there right now. Yeah, I was like, that's why I was late getting on this live. Like I wanted to start it at 3 o'clock, and I think I started it at like 5 after or something, because I was scrambling trying to get all the spare fans that I have in the polytunnel to try to cool it off in there, and every window and door and everything that I could open and lift up and wave. And it is hot in there, like really, really hot in there. So Heritage Heart Homestead, hello, thank you for coming in. I hope so. The greenhouse doesn't get that hot when the door gets closed, because I have windows open on both ends, and it's only, let's see, 4, 8, 16, 20, 15, 18 by 20 feet. And so the cross breeze that goes in there is pretty good. And so it's hot in there. It hits 100 with windows open and doors open and fans going. It'll hit 100 in there in the middle of July when it's 110 outside. I am in central Oklahoma. Half Century Farm, hello, thank you for coming in. So I have all of my herbs, starts, and seedlings in plug trays in the greenhouse, and then everything that I'm moving up into 3-inch pots is in the high tunnel. So that way it's a little warmer in there, and it's a little more humid. It has a higher humidity in the polytunnel, and the seedlings seem to just really do a whole lot better in the 3-inch pots over here. I don't have to water them quite as much over here. And in the greenhouse, we're actually working on setting up a misting station on a timer, so that way I'm not having to go in there and mist those seedlings twice a day. It can just be done for me. And I'll be able to have more shelves in there. So I want to support your business, so let me know if I can buy stuff. Currently, I am not I'm only selling locally. I'm not actually going to be mailing. I haven't even looked into what that would take. Eventually, in the future, that is something that I'm wanting to do, but currently it is not even on my radar. But I appreciate you saying that, and at some point I will let everybody know. If I do end up sending out and mailing herbs and plants, I'll post it here, or I've thought about starting a completely another YouTube channel. This one being more for my personal gardening and homesteading-esque type things. And and then another one. You guys let me know if the audio, the wind is starting to pick up. So let me know if the audio gets sketchy out here. But having another channel, I'm just starting the nursery and the steps and process that I'm taking to get it up and going and moving forward. Okay, yes. Where, Heritage Heart Homestead, where are you? What state are you in? My nursery, you have to get your nursery inspector to check your stuff. Yes. Yes, they want to make sure that you don't have any noxious weeds in your yard, and all of that needs to be taken care of before, hello Voon, before you can get started. They approved me. I'm not really sure how. I guess I don't have any noxious weeds, although I look around and I'm like, that to me is a noxious weed for me. I could try to eradicate that, and I have been trying for years, and I just can't get rid of them. But apparently, it is not on their radar for that. But I did get my approval. I think it's been close to a month now. I have my DBA set up, doing business as my business name. I have that set up, and that's going. Surprisingly enough, the certificate wasn't that expensive. And then setting up the DBA was also not that expensive. It was fairly painless and very easy process to go through. So, trying to catch up on the chat here. North Carolina. Wait, were we in a chat together the other day? Can't remember. I haven't been on very many lives. Heritage Heart Homestead. I think we were on whose live was that on? It was in the morning. Okay, so yeah, having a really good relationship with your inspector, they're your friend. Don't if anybody decides to go into this, don't make your inspector mad. Be nice to them. Make them some cookies when they come. Homestead Aquarius, hey, how have you been? I'm outside beside busy highway. I can hear you okay. Well, happy to see you back, and your plans will work. Thank you. I am very excited. I'm very, very, very excited about this new adventure. It was kind of funny. I have currently 2 contracts with local businesses here that has said that they will purchase from me. One is very excited about purchasing from me this year. And then I have 2 more contacts that I'll be looking into talking with this coming week. Like tomorrow, I'm going to go visit one. And then I think Thursday I have scheduled to visit the other business. I have several, I was struggling with this earlier, market gardeners. There's several market gardeners that are very interested in ordering plants from me. One in particular has already ordered several flats of plants. And then he is, when I get my basil big enough, he will be ordering basil from me. He's wanting to do some companion planting. So I've been working with him on what kinds of things he would need to plant with what he's got in his market garden that will benefit. Jules has a video this last week about, you know, some stuff about companion planting, which I love the idea of companion planting and putting things together to benefit each other. And I think it's that whole mindset of the food forest, you know, each plant helping all the other plants. And I'm trying to stay up with chat, guys. I'm sorry. I really stink at this. Yeah, my nursery inspector is a guy, super, super friendly, super knowledgeable. Really, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on plants and growing things, but wow, this guy, like some of the things he was letting me know and telling me and just like giving me tips and ideas, and I was blown away. So oh, Robert, that's horrible. Well, I'm hoping I didn't kill mine. Like I said, I haven't even gone in there to look. Thank you. Thank you, Heritage Heart. I appreciate that. I'm excited. I get nervous. I get nervous occasionally, but then that fades and the excitement comes back, and then I get nervous again and the excitement comes back. So I waffle back and forth. Indiana Backyard Gardener. Hello, hello, hello. Funny story, somebody commented on one of my videos. All the plants I have, I could start a nursery. I did. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh, wait. The lag on my computer. That is pretty, that's funny. Mighty clear shine there. Thanks. It's do you see the condensation on it? It was only processed like 5 times. Yeah. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I have no clue about moonshine. I've never even had it. I was told that I had that what I was being given one time was moonshine, but it didn't. I don't think it was. I really don't think it was. So, you only cooked your pepper plants. Pepper plants like it. Now, see what I've got in here. I have a few pepper plants over in the corner, but I have eggplant, tomatoes, and then all my herbs that plan is to sell, not bake. So I don't know. Just playing. I know you're just playing. I think Robert is the one that started it, me drinking my moonshine in my mason jar. So Monty's in motion. Hello. You're at work. Thank you. Thank you. I do plan on at least uploading 1 video a week on this channel, and then I really have been kicking around the idea of starting a completely another channel and keeping it more professional if I can, if that's even a possibility for me to keep things professional. Oh, Wilson and I probably need to talk. My son has actually talked to me about setting up. He has a Raspberry Pi, and he can set up that Raspberry Pi to open windows if there were windows to be open, but turn on fans misting systems, and heat if the temperature drops. And so that's something I put him in charge of, helping me out when we get to that point. I think we want to try it on a small scale in the in the greenhouse, and get things set up in there and see how that works out for me. But I need something, something like that that'll just automatically turn on the fans for me. But what happened with this one is the door got closed. I think a small child went through and closed the door for me. And it could have been the wind, but I had a pretty heavy bag of potatoes that I'm growing in front of the door, so they had to like slide that out of the way. Someone had a bad shine, and oh my gosh, it smelled like clear gasoline. Oh, this smelled like nothing what I was given, which makes me think that it was just nothing. It was kind of cloudy looking, but it was not, it didn't taste like anything. So Voon planted some seeds. Let's see. I don't want bleach plants either. Now I'm thinking I should go over there and step in there and see how it looks. Professional channel. Thanks, Jules, for the vote of confidence. And I think Voon had said something in there that I could do it too. It'll definitely be. I probably have to have cue cards and a script and all of that to keep it professional. Yes, Raspberry Pi. Knew nothing about them until my son was telling me about it one day and sent me a few videos. And so I just told him he was going to have to be in charge of that for me. And he seems pretty stoked about it. He already has a Raspberry Pi. Jules, Raspberry Pi is a computer, a small compact computer, the way he explained it to me. I know nothing about it, so that sounded like, the way I said it, I knew exactly what I'm talking about. I know nothing about the Raspberry Pi other than my son has one and is going to set that all up for me. Transplanting, I was supposed to be transplanting. I was actually going to be transplanting today, but I can't work in that heat. I'll probably end up bringing everything out to this table that I want to transplant. I don't think I have a plug tray. You guys know what a plug tray looks like. It's a 122 cell plug tray. I start my seeds in that, and I put 3 or so seeds, depending on what the germination rate is, in each cell. And I probably messed up my makeup, didn't I? Did I mess up my makeup? I haven't been wearing makeup, and so I went and put some on so I didn't scare y'all. But I've been putting 3 to 4 seeds in each one of those cells. And then as they come up and their true leaves, the first set of true leaves come on, I go in, I let the soil dry out a little bit, and then I separate them. And I've been planting them in the 3-inch pot at that point, moving them into the polytunnel. And that has really been helpful in keeping things moving. And moving forward. Scarlet runner beans, Kentucky wanderer beans, yellow wax beans, tender and purple royalty is what Indiana Backyard Gardener has been transplanting. Okay, so you transplanted them, I'm assuming, out into the yard. I'm up potting seedlings still, but people are still buying them. Here in Oklahoma, people are still putting in their gardens. And so I'm still baffled at one of the contacts that I have, and I understand they don't want to get stuck with a bunch of plants that'll end up dying. But they're slowing down on ordering. Like, he probably won't end up ordering anything from me this year. But I have other avenues already set aside to get rid of my plants. And if not, I have several acres that I'm gardening with several families this year, that I can plant all sorts of herbs and plants and stuff out there and sell that at the farmers market this year, which is also a plan that I'm going to be an avenue that I will be working on this year. Just now starting to put things out because of the weather. Yeah, the weather up north I've been watching that a bit, has not been nice to the northern states. Same. I have been too, because even the older seeds they'll germinate. Just germination rate may be down, but I still get them to germinate. So you still have tulip bulbs that need to be planted. Holy moly. Get them in the ground. You just bought some more seeds. I have not, I can't say that I have not bought any seeds, because I just bought some seeds the other day when I bought some impatient seeds, because I'm also a personal gardener for an elderly lady here in town that keeps me rather busy in her garden. And I bought some impatient seeds. Impatiens? No. Pansies. I bought some pansy seeds. Now I'm second guessing. It may have been impatiens. I wanted to buy pansy seeds. Anyways, pansy seeds. I think they were pansy seeds for the fall planting of her garden. We are redoing her garden this year, and I don't know if I have any. Let me see if I have any pictures of her garden. I do not. Not there anyway. Let's see. Bear with me here for a minute, guys. I'm probably only going to be on here maybe another 20 minutes. It's about, I think, all that I have battery life for. Let's see. I do not have any pictures. Okay, so at some point, maybe I will do another live, and I will do some pictures of Miss M's garden. I don't know if I have some. Thank you. That might also be the fan in the polytunnel, because it chirps. It squeaks really bad. It's really loud. It's a huge, 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 huge fan in the polytunnel. But anyways, if I can get some pictures of her garden. We've changed a bunch of stuff around. She had a whole bunch of holly bushes in her garden that she didn't want. They got hit really, really hard with with the colds that we had. We had a very cold, like minus 17 degrees for over a week. And it was brutal on a lot of plants. The holly bushes looked terrible. They just looked terrible. And she wasn't wanting to wait to see if they would bounce back. So I ended up digging them up and bringing them here. I've lost several, and a lot of that is just because they were stressed from first the winter that they had. Second, I dug them out of the ground and transplanted them. So I think out of 7 or 8. Hello, Gail. Thank you for coming by. 7 or 8 of those plants, I think I'm only going to have one make it. And it's in an area of my garden that I really don't want holly. But I just cannot kill plants or let them die. I just don't have it in me. If it wants to live, I have to let it live. So here we are. We have a holly bush. She also had a bonsai. It's a pine of some sort, but it was shaped into a bonsai that got hit really hard with the colds. All the experts that I contacted said that it would take 2 or 3 years for it to bounce back. All the needles had turned brown and were falling. And then one branch in the very back of the tree, when I got there to take over her garden, had one little cluster of green needles coming on. And I said, let's just be patient. We had her soil tested. Her pH is super high and she had no nitrogen in her soil. No, give it, Gail, your mullein didn't come up. I'll tell you what, it will come up. It will, it may come up. It may wait until the fall to start sprouting and come up, but just let it be. I will send me an email, shoot me an email that just says a picture of a baby mullein, just mullein picture or something. And I will send you a picture of a tiny baby mullein plant. So that way you know what you're looking for when it comes up. Did you plant them straight into the ground or did you put them in seed trays? Mullein is one of those that I have it all over my yard. I've been growing it here. I planted it for the first time in my yard 9 years ago or 10 years ago. Maybe it's been a little more than 10 years. I used it. My son has breathing issues and had since he was a baby. Instead of Citizen Guardian, hello. Thank you for stopping by. He had breathing issues when he was a baby, like when he was a year old. You know, we had all the equipment and things, and I made him mullein leaf infusion, not a tea, an infusion. So took an ounce of the mullein leaf, infused it in a quart of water, and he would drink a cup of that infusion every single day. Now, in order to get him to drink it, I had to mix honey in it, local honey, and then milk. I used almond milk for him because regular dairy, we just can't drink regular dairy. The protein in it is not good for us, and it would cause him to be more phlegmy, which would cause a whole lot of other issues. And he drank that every day for about 3 or 4 years. And he hasn't had to have any of the equipment to help him breathe. Now, occasionally he will have issues in the spring when the pollen starts coming out, but he just comes and gets some mullein leaf tincture and takes that now, and he does good. I miss some mullein in the city. What did Robert say? I missed some mullein in the city. I was going to rescue from an abandoned lot and it got mowed. It will pop back up. I have mullein in my yard that gets mowed over, and I just go out and dig it up and stick it into the wild garden. And it transplants so nicely. Thank you. It is it's a nice day. I think it's like 71, 2 degrees here. I'm not really sure what that is, Celsius, 20 something. In the ground, in Miracle Grow and cow manure, it will be patient. Don't mess, just let it do its thing this summer, and I bet you'll have some baby mullein pop up, Gail, this fall, and it'll grow through the winter, and then it'll come back next spring and it'll get big, and then it'll probably go straight to seed. A lot of times in my very, very fertile areas, my mullein won't take 2 years to flower and go to seed. It'll plant itself that fall and flower the very next spring. This tree right here behind me, this one is a pecan, and then this one right here is an oak, is the red oak. And then over, if I can get my finger to go right, over in here, I was blessed with a, yes, fruit tree. Oh, mulberry tree. And then also over in that area with the oak, I have a pear tree that's hidden by this pecan, and several dozen elderberry trees. I have lots of trees in my yard, loads of trees. I don't know when to stop. That's Stidham family gospel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. You can't. Yes, you can transplant mullein. I do it all the time. If I didn't, it would just, in my yard of grass, it would just end up this is I'm going to fall on your house soon tree. Oh my gosh, she's talking about my pecan tree has, I don't know why I didn't check this before I sat down, but there's so many widowmakers up there right now from the ice storm that we were blessed with in October. No, it was September. We had this horrible ice storm come through here in Oklahoma in September. I think I have a video, I think it was a short on hello Nisi, on my channel, of the thick ice, and all my branches in my pecan tree just started cracking and breaking, and it looks horrible. And everybody that I called, because everybody's trees were all messed up, they were charging $1,500 to cut down branches and just drop them at the base of the tree. $1,500. I had a neighbor around the corner that paid $6,000 to have 4 trees topped. Oh, you can't see them from here. Had them topped. I think they call it hat racked or something like that. It looks like a hat rack. And hauled off. Either the branches and stuff were chipped or they just hauled it off. $6,000. It was ridiculous. I was like, nah, that's okay. We'll just move when the wind starts. We just won't go out underneath the tree when the wind starts blowing. And eventually those will just come down. I can't see paying that kind of money for that. No. I'll wait until you guys aren't so busy and your prices come back down, and then I'll have you come out and do it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Recyclable Homestead. Hello. How are you? Jules, thank you for dropping links. I'll be able to go back through and find everybody by doing that. Especially the people that I'm not subbed to. Heritage Heart Homestead, I believe I'm subbed to you. I think I subbed to you the other day. All right, mid-July, we start taking trips up the mountain to pick huckleberries. Yum. They don't transplant. I wonder, though, if you can't take some clippings off of those branches once the berries come off, once it's done fruiting, and try rooting those. I wonder if that wouldn't work. I know nothing about huckleberry, unless we're talking about huckleberry finn, and we're not. So, you know, I've been checking to see if you would post a video in a while, off and on. I know. I started, Gail, I think we were talking about this before you came in. I started my own business. I started a nursery, and it has been consuming a ton of my time getting all that set up and started. And then this next fall, winter time, it'll be the same thing all over again. And I also talked about starting another channel that was more professional for just my nursery side of things, and how I started, or how I'm starting, and how I'm setting up my nursery. Some of that is to document it for, you know, me in the future, or, you know, my kids, or, you know, anybody else who's interested in starting nursery. And then yeah, it'll be the same name as my my nursery name. I think honestly, Voon, I have not set it up yet. It's just in the processing department. So the yeah, I'm still just kicking that around. And honestly, I'll tell you what it is. Honestly, it is, will I have the time to squeeze in one video a week on this channel? Hello, Tina Ladybug. And will I have time to squeeze in at least one video on another channel, on top of working full-time, taking care of Mrs. M's garden and starting a business, a nursery business? And I'm still homeschooling the girls. So, and I know I'm on the right track with all of this. I know I'm going down the right path, because I've been tempted away from it twice already. I've been offered a job twice since starting this business, making twice what I was making before I got laid off last year, doing basically the same thing I was doing previous to being laid off. So I've decided, my husband and I talked about it. The processing department is always at work and overstaffed. Isn't that the truth? Oh, that's so true. And so yeah, so this is going to happen. It's going to be very cool, and I would love to be able to document it, but I do want it to be in a more structured setting. I think that I want this channel just to be my fun channel where I hang out with my friends and I talk with my friends, and this is where we have fun. You know, I don't want to have to, oh, was that politically correct? Was that good advice? Was that, you know, that sort of thing. We have plenty of room. Just cleared it with my husband. Okay, so I think is that because your son is going up there where Nisi is, I think. That's what you guys are talking about. Okay, what did I miss? Did I miss anything? Well, we're coming up close to, we have about 10 more minutes. Do you guys have any questions for me? I know I've been MIA for a while. Everything here, gardening here at my place is really only for my seed saving stuff. I'm gardening on currently 3 acres, but at the rate that we're going, we may need to plow up 2 more acres. We are I'm not cutting down the pecan tree. It's actually, if it were to fall any direction, it would be bad. But I can't cut down the pecan tree right now. It's too expensive. At some point, my son and I were talking about that tree coming down, though. To make room in this area for another polytunnel. Yes, and that'll probably be within like the next, depending on how this next spring goes, 24 months from today. So what are some of your main crops coming up for Shed Wars? Okay, so I did exit Shed Wars because I knew I was not going to be able to meet the video requirements. So I talked to John, and I left Shed Wars about a month ago. I just had a lot on my plate. Spring, with it being a very busy time, me starting this business, it just was not going to be possible for me to do that. And so my main crops right now for my family and the 4 other families that we are gardening together, we're gardening in a co-op type setting. Right now we have in tomatoes, potatoes, have the peppers here still. They'll be going in probably this next week. Temperatures in the evening time are still they're still a little cooler. So I probably won't, so possibly next week, probably the week after. We have watermelon and cantaloupe in, okra, beans. We have several different types of beans. We have the green beans. We have some pole beans. We have, I keep wanting to call them black eyed peas, but they're not black eyed peas. Purple whole peas. Purple whole peas. And we have some other stuff. I've got it written down in my book in there. The people that I'm gardening with, like I have this journal and I'm writing everything down and, you know, everything, the rows, so that way we know where everything is at, or at least I know where everything is at. I am gardening with a bunch of old farmers and they're just like, it's time to get it in. Let's just get it in. Let's do it now. I'm like, wait, let me put it in my diagram. No, they are not waiting for me. Am I going to the Oklahoma meetup? Probably not. I probably will not be going to the Oklahoma meetup. I have old vehicles and one of them is still down. I cannot get if I could get my husband's truck running and my headlights fixed on my van, I would probably entertain it. But at this point, that I have made no plans on going to the Oklahoma meetup. Yes, we are getting things thrown in the ground for sure. They keep laughing at me because I had, let me get that off there. I have over 500 tomato plants that I started. Remember, I killed a bunch of them in my greenhouse because I didn't turn the heater up and fan on and all of that. And so I froze them. And then I started a whole bunch more seeds. So I ended up with over 500. We have currently over 300 planted in the ground. We have 5 300-foot rows of tomatoes, 5 300-foot rows of tomatoes spaced, I think every 4 foot or so. They were going to be 5 foot apart and then we went 5 foot. No, they were going to be 8 foot apart. And then we went back through and kind of dropped one in between each plant because I had so many. And then we have 3 300-foot rows of potatoes and about that for okra and green beans. Most of the useful information, what did you say? Most of the useful information I have is from much of them older than me. Yes, 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 yes. That I was talking to one of them he'd be my father's age, so in his 70s, and he was educating me on cattle. And he was frustrated with one of the farmers over there, one of the younger fellas over there in his 20s that has some cattle, and he said he just starving his cattle, and it was frustrating the bejeebies out of him. And he asked the kid, he says, well, can I give you some advice? He says, sure, you can give me the advice. I may not listen to it or follow it. So I said, did you just stop talking to him? And he said, yeah, I did. I told him he needed to feed his cattle. I'll signal for a minute. I got 3 weeks from work, medical issues. Hopefully get some fishing time. I wish I could have time to go fishing. I just need to probably make time to go fishing. Robert. Oh gosh, it jumped on me. Hello, Eva. You come in and I'm fixing to have to shut her down. My battery life is about an hour long, so I'm getting them fast. Oh, you're young. Citizen Guardian, you're young. Okay. Yep. All right. Well, 2 more minutes, guys. It has been so much fun hanging out with you guys today. And I will do, maybe I'll do a tour, a very selective tour. I have areas in my garden that is trying to take me down as we speak. So obviously I'm not going to show that. Just kidding. I probably would show it, but I'm not lying. It's pretty rough. I had this fantastic idea in my nematode area to plant rye grain, and the plan was to mow it down and till it under. But do you know how hard it is to flip under rye grain grass with a shovel? My back hurt. I got one 4-foot wide row, 25-foot long, and the rest of it is currently 6 foot tall, and I'm growing rye grain right now. It's fun to watch it grow, though. I'd never seen it grow up close and personal, so it's been really, really interesting to watch that ryegrass grain grow and wave in the wind. It's really pretty. Anyway, it's that compost your enemies. Oh my gosh, no kidding. Okay, well, my PC is beeping at me that it is low and that I have to plug it in. So I am going to end this, and it's been crazy awesome hanging out with you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. We'll see you guys later. Bye.